Hi guys, this is TheRunningManZ. Thanks very much for checking out this video. Having a shotgun in 061 Experimental is basically the same as being fully geared. Within reason, they really have improved a lot. The shotgun is pretty immense in the current patch. Got some footage to share with you of me just sort of running through this forest here. I've just left the hidden military base right on the north of the map, and I'm running towards the Kamensk mines and then Kamensk town. Going to share with you the encounter. I just sort of encounter a couple of fully geared dudes. I'm going to share this with you. It's kind of interesting, a little bit of flanking and a shotgun against assault rifles. I think it was kind of an interesting and very rare fight. But after I've shared this footage with you, I just want to talk a bit about shotguns and what they're like now, because they're possibly, arguably OP'd. I don't know. Going to start it literally just as I've seen the players here, and we'll pick it up straight as the action starts. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll speak to you later on. Oh, fuck. Ah, they're aiming. Oh, I'm hit. Shit, I thought I was... I'm not bleeding, that's lucky. I can't... Oh, what do I do here? Clicked and checked myself, please do. Just seen one in the distance. This could go so wrong though. I could just end up getting like hit from behind. I've got cover from where I think they'll come from, but they could just flank around, come through the trees. I just don't know. I don't know whether I should stay or move or what. Seen him again. Shit. I don't have the... I wish I had the repeater now. I'm going to have a real go at this. I don't care that I'm probably going to die. Fuck! Just seen him again in the distance. They just backed up the hill and waited for me to follow them up. Got one. Right now that guy at the top of the hill, he's going to potentially try and flank round. I don't know where he'll go, but I can't loot the other dude. He's going to go and cover his body. Oh, cancel. I'm hoping that the morphine will have reset my bone condition, because we got that red flash, which I didn't realise, but Wobo in his video was saying that red flash when you get hit is an indication that your bone stat is right near the edge of you being in trouble. So my plan is now to get right up this hill. I've got to go a long way up. He's going to be overwatching the body. He has to be, you know. I don't know how many there are. I think there's only 2. But he has to be watching the body, so my plan is to flank all the way up the hill and try and get behind him. Now, he's going to be in a tree looking down probably, so it's going to be really hard for me to achieve this, but if I go up high enough and go across, I might do this, I might not, but I can't loot the body. At worst, this way we won't see him and we'll live. At best, we can flank around behind the dude and turn him over. It's quite a long way we've got to go across, but I've reset my woe bone. I'm dark green energized, so I am regenerating blood, but not as quickly as I would be if I was bright green energized, but I can't do that without being sick, and I don't really want to be sick. Those are the trees that I was shooting in, I think. I think we're nearby. So I want to find this guy. Big problem with this is it's quite in the open. My heart is pounding. See, that was kind of an interesting encounter. I'm just going to show you me picking up some gear off of this guy. I actually managed to loot an AUG and spare mags and all sorts. That yellow box had 3 mags in it. So we did quite well off of that guy. I just wanted to show you me looting his body quickly before we move on. I want to cover off a few things about 0.61 experimental and a couple of things that are different, a couple of things that you need yet to be worked on. Recap a few things that happened in that video, particularly around morphines, but mainly around the shotguns. But first off, I just want to talk about bullet trouble, so we're going to cover that first. Ah, they're aiming. Oh, I'm hit. Shit, I thought I was... If you've played a bit of DayZ, you'll know that when under fire, the game can be absolutely hair-raising. The drama and the tension that builds when your life's on the line in a permadeath game is probably unlike any other, I'd say. It's one of the things that really gets your heart racing in DayZ, is those sort of blood-pumping moments when you've spent time in your character, you've geared up, and then someone's trying to kill you. Everything's on the line. Something that's kind of missing at the moment from 0.61 experimental is the bullet travel noises. Now, when you get fired at normally in previous versions of the game, bullets whiz past your ears, they're flying over, you hear the crack of a sonic round, or you hear the sort of hiss of a subsonic round. That is missing at the moment. Now, they are going to be added back into the game. Hicks in the DayZ forums did confirm that they are going to be adding them back in. However, there's no confirmation that's going to be happening before 0.61 experimental gets moved to stable. So that's something to bear in mind at the moment. It's really important to bear that in mind, because you can be getting shot at and not even know. If someone's shooting at you with a silenced round and they're not hitting the ground near you or a tree or something, the bullet travelling past you will make absolutely no noise. So you need to be very aware. If you hear shots that you think are in the distance, don't stand still to investigate. Make sure you take cover from where you think the shots were, because you might find they were shooting at you, but because they're not landing nearby or they're going over your head, you don't actually know they're shooting at you. Really, really important that everybody understands that, because it is quite a big deal. Just wanted to quickly talk about morphines. In this video I actually used 2. First one was more of a precaution, as you see here, because I hadn't actually got a chipped leg, sprained ankle or anything, but it's really important to use a morphine anyway. The second time, as you see here, I do have a chipped leg, so it will remove that. Every time you get shot at in DayZ, you lose blood, you lose health, but your bone stat can also get reduced, and one of the main ways that you die in DayZ is either blood loss or due to bone condition. If your bone stat gets to 0, you die. Very rarely do you die to health, so every time you've been fired upon and you've been hit, you should always use a Morphine, which I do here. That's why the second time I got hit, it was less likely to get me killed. I still lost blood and everything, but didn't get me killed. The morphining actually helped me survive the second time I got shot. Also, just wanted to cover off the fact that I've got morphine in my trousers. I can hear people typing on the keyboards right now. I had 3 morphines, one in a protector case, one in my backpack and one in my trousers. That wasn't accidental, that was by design. You can get shot at in the upper body, you can get your arm broken, it could ruin the one in the backpack. So if you've got many morphines, keeping one in your trousers is actually not a bad tactic, because if your arm gets broken, the one in your trousers is okay. I've got one in a backpack inside a protector case, which is fine no matter what. So having one in your trousers where you've got plenty is actually not a bad tactic. The final thing I want to talk about is whether the shotgun is OP or not on 6.1. So if we just show that first shot that I make against the player now in real time, I'm going to do it in slow motion as well in a second. Right, I'm just going to play that back in slow motion, and then just as we get to the point where I'm going to fire, the very last frame before I press the trigger, I've paused so that you can see that I'm on target there. I'm dead on the player. You have to aim a little bit low when you hit firing, but you can see that the little smiley face is directly underneath the player. I'm going to play the shot through in slow motion, and then I'm going to pause it just as you see where the buckshot has hit the player. You can see many spatters of blood just here. As you can see, many of the buckshots have actually hit the player, and I think that probably should knock him unconscious. I don't necessarily think the shotguns are overpowered. I think we've got used to the shotguns as they were previously before this build, whereby you would hit somebody clean in the chest from that kind of range and no damage would be done. If you've watched Wobo's videos in the past, you'd see that pretty much only a headshot would kill a player with a shotgun. You could hit people repeatedly in the legs or chest and not really knock any blood damage off them. You'd just be ruining their clothes. So I think it's a real improvement that this has improved in this patch. The shotgun is a much more useful gun, as it should be at that kind of range and shorter. If you hit somebody in the chest with a shotgun, they should probably be unconscious. They should probably be really hurt. It's a shotgun. It's meant to be really, really powerful, but only at very close range. And I think that's kind of the way it is. Later on in the video, I had to hit that guy 2 or 3 times before he went unconscious. I was kind of at his back. I was hitting his backpack. It was not quite such a clean shot. However, I think with the shotgun being so powerful at close range, it probably needs to be considered with regards to the loot table. The shotgun and the shotgun shells are very easily found at the moment, so I don't think the gun is too powerful right now. However, I don't think it should spawn in the same numbers as, say, a Sporter or a Trumpet might do, or a IZH rifle. The shotgun is a much more powerful weapon. You could easily run around the Northwest Airfield with it and potentially take on and win against M4s and AUGs and AK-101s and so on. At the right range, with the right shot, that should probably be the way the shotgun is. However, it probably doesn't want to be spawning quite so commonly as some of the other weaker guns. If you can spawn on the coast and within a few minutes be finding a shotgun and shells, you're a bit of an overpowered character. So whilst I like the way the shotgun's working now, I think perhaps it might be worth skewing it a little bit in the loot table so it's not so easy to find. A little bit like they've done with the SKS. So it only really spawns in hunting stands, the SKS, but it only spawns in hunting stands closer to military locations. So you won't find it near the coast, you won't find it where you spawn, you have to travel into the map to find it. And I think something similar to what they've done with the SKS for the shotgun would make sense. So you can really viably choose a shotgun and take on military style characters with endgame gear. It probably shouldn't be so easy to find them on the coast with shells, so either making the shells a little bit rarer or making the guns spawn a little bit away from the spawn point so that they don't spawn on the coast and in the very near towns to the coast, and they sort of spawn, I don't know, from Novi Sobor west and north kind of thing, would make more sense, you know. So you have to travel into the map a little bit to find a shotgun. If it's going to be the sort of gun that you can run around the Northwest Airfield and really hold your own with, it probably doesn't want to be spawning on the coast, because you could end up finding that Cherno becomes Shotgun Wars Central or something. That's my thoughts on the shotgun. Any of you guys that have played 0.61, what do you think? Do you think it's as powerful as it should be? Do you think it's overpowered? Do you think the loot's fine as it is, or would you like to see it a little bit harder to find? That's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you again in the next one.